Hey, we are here today at Rough River Dam State Resort Park where we have just talked to Seth Wheat, who is telling us about all the cool things there is to do this winter across the state parks.
Good morning.
Morning.
We are here at the lovely Rough River Dam State Resort Park.
Yes.
Beside their beautiful
Fireplace.
fireplace.
And it's nice in here, you all?
It is nice.
It's
Yeah.
so lovely. The copper being shined with care always when we visit. It's always such a lovely place to be, right here on the edge of the water. So much going on as we transition into the winter.
I can't believe it's already time for that. Isn't that crazy? Where's
This
the year
is-
going?
Yeah, we have sat down with you. We were looking it up this morning. We have sat down with you 4 times in the last 12 months to discuss all the seasonal offerings at Kentucky State Parks.
it's fun.
It is
It's
fun. There's so much to discuss and so much to talk about, and so much for Kentuckians to enjoy in their own backyard. So we're
Yeah, and as often as you visit a park, you never get tired of it.
That's right. Yeah.
Never get bored with even the same park.
No, there's always something new going on. Hopefully something better.
Yeah.
And just like as we go through the seasons, every park is different in every season.
Yeah.
And y'all have heard me talk about that in the past too, but I love it. I think it's one of the best things we have to offer here in Kentucky is we have 4 pretty distinct seasons, and you can have 4 pretty distinct experiences, even at the same place throughout the year. So it's really cool.
That's a good point. So, tell us
What's going on?
what's going on this winter.
Well, if we can, let's start with our still new, I think it's still new, State Park official app.
That's been fun.
It is. It's been really cool. We partnered with a company called Outer Spatial. They have done this all over the country. They are park people. A lot of their team come from the national park, state park, local park world, and they built a a really fully interactive app experience for these places. So it's really neat the way they organize it. It's sort of state by state. And in Kentucky, they had already worked with our National Park Service properties. And I suppose I would describe it, this is just me, at its heart, it's like a mapping app. So all the trails, all the information will be on there. You can download it. You don't even have to really download it. Once you download the app and sign into whatever community, as they call them, your state, you'll get all that trail data. So even if you're out in the woods without cell service, you'll still be able to use your phone's GPS to find where you are, see the trails, see all that. But as I've gotten obviously more involved with it, it's been fun to learn just how much more interactive it is and how much more there is to it. A huge social component. Our users, our guests, our staff, they can share pictures, comments, to share their adventures as they're going. So there's a bulletin board area where you can see what other people are doing, and it's a phenomenal way to find really cool spots on parks that maybe you don't know about but somebody else does. We can put together these things that are really neat called outings. And so we've got a few of them on there now. One that stood out to me, some of our naturalists have put on like their favorite hikes or their favorite parts of the park. So it's a way for them, as someone who works there every day and really knows the park, to kind of share in a neat way, go see this place, and then you can follow the route. They can, kind of have a predetermined route on the mapping portion to get you to not just one spot. It could be to 3 or 4 different things. We can even reach outside the park and connect in with some of our local communities or other points of interest around the area and build that whole outing. And then the last thing that I'll just mention now is there's also a challenge feature. So the big one we have going right now is our Parks Passport Challenge, which, anybody that's been familiar with state parks either in Kentucky or anywhere else knows that the passport is a very popular item in a lot of places. So now we have a digital passport program. You earn badges on your app for every park that you visit. You can track your progress, see how many you've been to compared to our other guests and visitors. And I forget what the exact numbers were, but it was a few thousand people, I think, that signed up for that right after we launched the app back in October. So that was really cool to see.
That's exciting.
But that's it, Outer Spatial, OUTERSPATIAL, and you can get information data from all the other states they've partnered with thus far, but obviously Kentucky and Kentucky State Parks, and see all the cool things we have to do, all of our points of interest. We can put events on there. But yeah, it's been really fun to see that get off the ground and get launched here recently.
So if I go to the App Store, am
Yes.
I looking for an app that says Kentucky State Parks, or am I looking for an app that says Outer Spatial?
Well, that's a good question, one that I should know the answer to. I think you go for Outer Spatial.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll find it there. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on, iPhones, Androids, all the places. There's a desktop version too. You can look at it just in your browser also. So it's a really cool, marketing piece too. It's a really neat thing that we're very happy to be partnered with.
This app is really helping connect surrounding community to the park as well.
It can, Tony, yeah, especially, and there are some states that have really done a good job with that, and Ohio is one that jumps to top of mind, close by. They've really got a lot of their local municipalities that have been able to partner with this company, and so they've got an extensive list of trails, from those that are locally managed at a county level, state, national, federal, whatever the case may be. So they've got a ton of places on there, and we've got a good amount too here in Kentucky. But yeah, the more it grows and the more people are able to, trail managers or recreation area managers are able to get their information on there, just the better overall experience you're going to get, right? And so when we first started, it was interesting because there's a ton of trail mapping apps out there, and a lot of them are really good, but there's just a lot, and it's hard to keep up with as a land manager agency, as state parks, to keep up with all that data on all those different parts. So with this, we were able to upload all the information we already had into one place, and it sort of be a consumer-facing full app experience for us. So it's been really great so far.
I love the outings. This is us sitting a little bit longer on the app part, but I love the outings idea that the app provides, because, when you go to a state park or a national park or any sort of park ever, you really do want to talk to that ranger and give that and get their one-on-one advice of where the cool spot is that if there's one must do, we need to do that. And you can't always grab that ranger and get that one-on-one time. So that outing sounds like it's kind of a built-in, opportunity to get their advice.
Absolutely.
Even if you can't encounter them in person at the park. I love that.
And some of the stuff will be evergreen, good for any time of the year, or just like we were talking earlier, we can put different things up season by season. And there's, I think, one at Barron for like a butterfly tour where you can go check out their new butterfly garden and see some of the other areas on that park that are designated as wildlife habitat. And, you can do anything with it. So, yes, it's a very good way to kind of get almost not sort of a behind-the-scenes tour, or just kind of really get with the folks that really know their parks best, and a good way for them to get that information out for anybody to see and find.
I love that. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
So a lot going on with the parks as far as winter events and things coming
tons,
up.
yeah.
And then a lot of improvements happening in the future. I don't know which one of those you want to talk about.
Which one do you want to
first.
start with first? Well, lots of parks have different Christmas-themed events going on. I won't rattle through all of them. Rough River has Breakfast with Santa for kids coming up here in a couple weeks. It's going to be December 13th.
That's super fun.
As always, parks.ky.gov, and check our events calendar. Check it on the Outer Spatial app. We can post our events there too. But, tons of Christmas-themed events going on right now. So whatever park is closest to you, or whatever park you've been interested in visiting, if you want an extra little incentive, go check out all that we've got coming up this month for Christmas. And obviously, all of our parks do a great job. It's just a great place to be around that time of year with Christmas decorations and all that kind of stuff. The other thing I would encourage folks to do are to visit some of our great gift shops, as we're looking for Christmas gifts. And as popular as ordering things are on Amazon, and it's cardboard season already at my house.
That's great.
The older I get, I find myself, looking for things that can't just be bought online. And some of our parks, and this one here at Rough River is a great example, have such a good connection with local artists and local craftspeople, and you're able to find things that you can't readily find anywhere else. It's just a better shopping experience too, you all. Come here, enjoy the park for a while, do a little Christmas shopping, find things you're not going to find anywhere else, something that is handmade, something that is more personal. So I'd highly suggest you visit our gift shops. Most of them are open 7 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week. A few of them close for a couple days during the week. Some of them do close seasonally, but the vast majority of them are open, all the way up to Christmas, where they'll take a few days off there, obviously. But check each park's specific webpage online if you're curious. But we've got a ton of great gift shops. Like I said, here, Rough River is where we're at today. My Old Kentucky Home, Carter Caves, Natural Bridge, Cumberland Falls. I'm forgetting them, and I hate to mention some and not mention all, but those are the ones that really have a really big presence at their park and a lot of unique things to offer.
We have, on the way here today, we were counting the number of state parks we've been to this year.
Okay.
So we're at 15.
That's really good, y'all.
And
it's a third of them.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
We've had a really great park year. And they are all the gift shop areas are so distinctly curated to that park
aren't they?
experience.
Yeah.
Some are a little more focused on wildlife. I just happened into the Rough River gift shop already this morning, and I was noticing some of the pottery being distinctly different than what you'd see other places. So I asked, where you are sourcing, and the answer was literally just a few miles away in Litchfield and across the street. So, very, very locally sourced things here today that I couldn't find anywhere else.
Well, isn't that so cool? And it's not just here, and the team here does such a good job with that. But when you go, if you're curious about something, you can ask our staff there, and they'll tell you, this came from such and such, or they can tell you something about the artist. And I just think it makes a more personal experience and makes it really more, oftentimes a more thoughtful type of gift buying experience.
Yeah. And in the gift season, you do want to gift something that you believe people will treasure forever.
Yeah.
These are the type of things that...
We've got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I've got young kids. We've got a lot of stuff. I don't need more stuff. You know what I mean? As fun as that is, but it's just something else to think about. And as folks are wrapping up their Christmas shopping, I would highly encourage to check out the state parks.
One thing we have been given, because we love the state park so much, and people know that, for years of our lives, people have given us state park gift cards.
It's a great idea too. Yes.
So that always
good
fits.
plug, Rachelle. We'll put you on the payroll too.
It's just our true lives, and then when we finally did get all of the Kentucky state parks visited, because we've already done that in our lifetime, people started giving us Tennessee State Park gift cards too.
That's all right.
But
we like our neighbors down there.
We like them too. But I'm just trying to say, this is our real life. Like, people know we love this, and a gift card for a state park is always the right thing.
Well, I think you all have probably heard too, about especially some of the younger generations looking for more experiential type things, and they don't need the stuff, right? And that's what they're looking for. And what you just said, those gift cards are a phenomenal way to help encourage them to travel and to have those experiences. Yeah,
and we've used them for campgrounds, we've used them for accommodations, we've used them for dining, we've used them for gift shops.
Yes, ma'am.
So they're just multifaceted. But anyway. Sorry.
No, that's a great note, and would make a great gift, sure, for people who like to travel, who like to get out. One of our gift cards would be an excellent choice, for sure. But yeah, like I said, busy with Christmas, events all over the place. Check out the gift shops, and then before we know it, we'll be turning the calendar over to 2026. And one of the bigger events that we do across the board are our first day hikes with our naturalists, and that's a national level event. Parks across the country do that, across the world do that. And we've already got several of those booked on the calendar. So again, I won't have to go through every single one of those. Check out the information that's already online on our events calendar. We've got several options for first day hikes on there. One that did catch my attention though is Barren River Lake State Resort Park is going to be doing a midnight hike for a first day hike. So bundle up, but that sounds like a pretty good way to get involved in all of our first day hikes.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
And it's actually the best time of the year to hike, in my opinion.
I agree.
We think so.
I agree. We talked about this in the past, I know, so I won't belabor the point. But if you haven't heard that, I'm very much a fan of getting out to parks and just getting outside in the wintertime. And even now, we'll have days that are plenty warm enough. Oh, yeah. It doesn't have to be a battle against the elements, but even if it's cold, bundle up, get outside, because you're going to see things you don't see other times of year. With the leaves off the trees, we have some phenomenal geology in this state and different things you can experience that you're just not going to get in the summertime. So I agree, Tony, wholeheartly. Winter is one of, if not my favorite times to get out and explore.
And no mosquitoes.
No mosquitoes, no bugs. The snakes are usually up. Although if you're after snakes, that's awesome too. You can have experiences with those. But yeah, it's usually the crowds are less. As much as I beat that drum about trying to get folks out at the wintertime, it's still going to be less crowded. So you can have trails to yourselves. And, we've got a lot of great mountain bike trails to explore too. Check the weather. Some of those aren't, you want to make sure it's not rained or snowed. You don't want to put any more impact on the trail than is necessary. But if it's been dry for a couple days, get out, get your bike out, go paddle. All of it can be done in the wintertime. Don't put all the gear up just because it starts to get a little colder outside.
Agree. If you have the right gear, you're good all season.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was paddling the other day and filmed some beautiful river otter footage of them playing, a little family. I mean, it's a magical time.
It is.
Any season really, but the winter holds some special stuff if we get out there.
My son and I were fishing on the river Christmas Day several years ago. And this guy come paddling down.
Yeah.
All by himself. He's our friend now. Y'all had a good fishing day too that day.
Well, I guess I've not thought about that much, but if you meet somebody out there during the winter, they're pretty serious about it too. So you can make some new friends, right?
Yeah.
If you're willing to get out.
Yeah.
When it's cold
seriously,
outside.
We see him about once a month now. Yeah. You never know.
Yeah. But I've tried to get that word out for years now, and hopefully I think folks are starting to do that, and it's just a great time to be outside for all the reasons we mentioned. But yeah, it's lodges are going to be busy, cottages and our villas and all of our cabins are going to be booked up around the holidays, and makes a great quick family getaway. Especially if you do big family holidays and Thanksgiving and Christmas, sometimes maybe you just need to take a quick break, and so state parks are always a great spot for that. Yeah.
And I think for everyone who comes home from the holidays, the state parks have a special sense of place when you're talking about the feeling of being at home.
Yes, ma'am, I agree.
You get to experience nature in Kentucky in a way that maybe you can't experience if you're in the city or.
Yeah, if you grew up near one of these parks, chances are this is a big part of what you did growing up. So I think you're exactly right in that too. It's a great way to kind of get reconnected with your roots and where you're from. Absolutely. But yeah, so that's we started on first day hikes. Those will be here before we know it. Tons of options. Check those out online. And then the other big event I want to mention, which has become one of our absolute biggest events of the year, is Winter Adventure Weekend at Carter Caves State Resort Park. Sorry, let me check my notes for the dates. It's always the end of January. I believe starts on the 22nd this year. It does. January 22nd through the 25th. And it's really just, to me, it's like a big celebration of all the great outdoor things there are to do there, and it's right in line with the conversation we were just having. Just because it is cold does not mean you can't get out and explore, and they'll do, you can go on guided hikes, guided paddling trips. That's one of the, I think, only parks where you can rock climb and rappel, so they'll have guided trips to do those activities too. You can do cave tours year-round, do wild cave tours during Winter Adventure Weekend. This year, they may have done this in the past, I'm not positive, but I saw when I was looking, this year they're going to do yoga sessions in one of the caves, all sorts of ranger-led activities. It's just a weekend full of stuff going on. They get a ton of people up there for that event, and it's over the years, however many years they've been doing it, probably close to 30, I think.
That's a long time.
That's right. I could be wrong, but that wouldn't be the first time. Anyway, it's one of our biggest events throughout the calendar year, right there at the end of January. So if you've never been, I would highly recommend checking out Winter Adventure Weekend up at Carter Caves.
And you can sign up online, I'm guessing, for several of those events.
Yeah, all the info's online.
And we agree, Carter Caves is such a special property. And it I don't know, just it extends in so many different ways that are unexpected. Like when you go a little bit off their main property and get to Box Canyon, that's incredible. Plus all the caves and all the other things that, Smoky
Valley Lake. Smoky Valley Lake, I think that's the name of it, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's so much there.
Well, and, Olive Hill's the trail town. It's a little ways down the road from Carter Caves, but if you're a good enough paddler, you can paddle on Tigers Creek from Olive Hill all the way into the park, or you can obviously take a much more manageable trip getting on the creek there around the park. And it's surrounded by Tigard State Forest too. So in addition to the fairly large footprint of Carter Caves, you've got all that other public land in the state forest around it, and there's miles of trails there and rock features to explore there. And so, yeah, you can really get lost out there. Not lost, but you can really explore out there, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You download the Outer Spatial app so you don't get lost.
Good tip.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Yeah, sort of a public service announcement. We have several parks that'll be offline, or at least portions of the park will be offline for an extended period of time. Most of that'll start during these winter months here, but it's for much needed updates to accommodations, to our rooms, to the lodges themselves, dining facilities, a lot of stuff that's not as attractive or that the visitor may not ever see, but a lot of infrastructure related things that need to be upgraded. So, that's not as nice as redoing a room that someone will actually be able to experience, but it's also, it's just as necessary. Sure. So there's a handful of parks, Barron River, Lake Barkley, Dale Hollow Lake, Jenny Wiley, Lake Cumberland. I'm probably forgetting one or two. That all of or portions of the park will be offline. We're going to start putting out some more information about that just to highlight these updates and keep people informed as we go through. So I'd say stay tuned to state parks to figure that out. But if you're planning on visiting a park, if it's one of the ones I just rattled off, make sure you check online or give them a call before you make any definite plans to figure out what the latest information is. But we're very excited about it because, we know we've got some things that are dated and some things that need updating, so that the ability to get into some of these properties and get them up to date and get them kind of refreshed and renovated is going to be really exciting. And the short-term pain will be worth the long-term, gain we get at the end of it to provide a better experience for all of our guests, for sure.
It's an exciting time for there to be money reinvested in this amazing group of parks that we have here in Kentucky.
No doubt I'll make the obvious plug here, but just, really thankful for the support from Governor Beshear, thankful for the support from the legislature to get us the resources we need to get some of these things done. It's a team effort, and so we appreciate, their leadership and the ability for us to get in here and tackle some of these challenges.
Well, the parks are such a great resource for the state.
Yes.
They deserve some attention.
Yeah, no doubt. And we've got a lot. We've talked about that before in the past too. With us, with having 17 resort parks, it's a lot to take care of. With the utilities that are located on some of these parks that we have to manage as a state agency, it can be challenging. But we're committed to providing the best experience we can. So this will go a long way in helping us do that.
And with the number of parks, there will be somewhere someone can go, even if where they had wanted to go it may be in flux right now, getting some updates. There'll be another park you can choose.
If you had your heart set on visiting Lake Cumberland, but we're not able to accommodate you when you want to take your trip, maybe come here to Rough River Lake, experience this part of the state. Go out west to Kentucky Dam or one of those. Absolutely. Yeah.
So it may help people branch out a little bit during the time of renovations.
It could. That's a good thought. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and there's always so many places to go. We've done 15 this year. We've actually done them all in the past, but we're still a fan. We still want to visit, and there's just something.
Every park is special in its own right. Mm-hmm. Is unique. So.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reasons they were state parks, right? Is they can kind of stand alone, right? As a destination in its own right. There's a reason that they were that the powers that be determined this place is worthy of protection, this place is worthy of, elevation as a state park property. And then when you take them in their totality, the variety of things we have to do, the variety of experiences, the variety of landscapes you experience, it's pretty impressive across the board.
And we've talked to you about this before. I don't know if we've talked to you about this on camera before, but the park staff.
We've got a good team, don't we?
Oh my gosh. Everybody, you feel welcomed.
It's back to what you mentioned earlier, Rachelle. It's that sense of place and this idea that for a great number of our staff, this place is part of their home, what they consider home. And so they have that, deep affection for it and understanding of it and experience with it. So that shows out every single day across the board. It sure does. Yeah, we've got a great team out there.
That good old Kentucky hospitality.
Kentucky hospitality, right? It's a real thing.
It is a real thing. It is a real thing. Yeah. So, okay. Well, anything else?
No.
Thank you so much for always sitting down and talking.
Thanks for having me, as always, and letting me just get a whole bunch of info out there in a short amount of time, and hopefully somebody takes something away from it. But yeah, as always, parks.ky.gov, that's the website. We're on all the social channels. And again, the new one, download the Outer Spatial app and interact with us there and just learn about all there is to do in and around Kentucky State Parks.